pain. Pretty much similar. I don't wanna hear your thoughts. You don't wanna feel my skin. You just wanna dream of sin. Sickness floating in our veins. Players in a spotlight game. So fancy when I'm in the spotlight. I'm celebrating my privacy. A craving that is knocking you out. Just take pictures from my life. Big hunger when I'm not holding you tight. Baby, your eyes and you love it. Cause the distance feeds your limit, alright. Baby, your eyes and you love it. It's sick and difficult, but we're not ashamed. Pretty damn you chew all. We're not sentimental, no sentiments, no. So fancy when I'm in the spotlight. I'm still adoring my privacy. A craving that is knocking you out. Just take pictures from my life. Big hunger when I'm not holding you tight. Baby, your eyes and you love it. Cause the distance feeds your limit, alright. Baby, your eyes and you love it. Your thoughts. You don't wanna feel my skin. You don't wanna feel my skin. You just wanna dream of sin. Sickness floating in our veins. Players in a spotlight game. So fancy when I'm in the spotlight. I'm still adoring my privacy. A craving that is knocking you out. Just take pictures from my life. Big hunger when I'm not holding you tight. Baby, your eyes and you love it. Cause the distance feeds your limit, alright. Baby, your eyes and you love it.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a f what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting with the old well, need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun?
Welcome everybody to Late Night Crypto Charts with Low Road Dog. Getting started in just a second. Hey, who we got out here? In the chat tonight, Strega, Grizz, Kalash. I will get it eventually. Glad to have you guys here, man. Give me just a second to do a sound check.
All his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine. Got Lucy on the line. Let's get this.
We got the usual delay, and speaking of delay, why delay any further? Let's just go ahead and let's get started. I always forget to turn LS on. Good evening, everyone. We take a look at what we call the crypto market. Dang, crypto, why you gotta make me feel so bad? You make me feel bad, crypto. You make me feel so blue and down sometimes. Oh, this week has just been a flood of red for our favorite altcoins. Taking a big old hit. Oh, and it hurts some long-term bags, don't it? Oh, do you see the numbers going down? Does it make you want to cry? Does it make you feel bad? Or does it make you want to buy? Makes me want to buy. I don't know, just something about those red bubbles just make me want to throw fiat at them and just let them all pop. Lex Dicia. Well, so everything's down in the red on the week, but the day has not been too bad. There's been a few gainers there today. Toncoin is getting some notoriety. Sweet. Coming up about 56 cents. Seems to be hanging around this area, right? 56, 60, somewhere through there. Hadn't really seen it. Can't remember it dropping to any yummy, juicy 20, 30 cent prices in a while. Came down to 46 there a few days ago. Litecoin's hurting a little bit. They're all at these places, but the question, I guess, is, you know, is this a low or are they going lower? Man, that would suck because these are kind of juicy bottom prices where they are right now, you know. This is like, yeah, fill up. But you don't want to fill any bags up if you give them half price in 2 months from now. So what is the future for Bitcoin and crypto? You spin that wheel. Where she land? Nobody knows. And that's all I got to say about that. Nobody knows. But when you zoom out, you can get a little bit better sense of the picture. I can get rid of some of this stuff on my screen, like the flipping notches. Here we are tracking Bitcoin. It is exactly pretty much the same place it was last night we were talking about it. Yeah, no. I mean, there's a lot of excitement today. I mean, it scared the crap out of a lot of people. Other than that, back to kind of being dull again. So far. So there's every kind of theory possible out there about Bitcoin. It's trash going to zero. We're going to 3,000. We're going to 10. You're hearing every theory. We're going to 30,000. There's nobody knows. We have to watch it each day and just go by what it tells us. And sometimes we can guesstimate and speculate on what we've seen before in the past and how just things statistically kind of play out, play these probabilities in our favor. And that's all we're trying to do. But the big notable thing is that we lost a key resistance area right there. So, no bueno. No bueno. And if Bitcoin ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. None of the altcoins are going to be happy. So the weekly looks a little rough. We're keeping an eye on the weekly here. Because we got a long way that we could fall. Just going purely by my moving averages here on the weekly. Since we lost the 200 moving average there with this candle, that was at 27,300. Unless we can miraculously just move our little Bitcoin butts back up there, we're probably going to at least come down to, kind of talk to this 50 moving average down here, about 24,000. Sucks. And that's starters, it doesn't necessarily just have to bounce right off the tip of it. You see how it likes to fall through these moving averages when they hit them, right? So it's a zone. Grill says, I want to buy, but I think we have a way to go. It does seem that way. It is starting to look that way. I'll give you that. So on the shorter term, I actually like this formation that we're in right now. I've seen this at bottoms a lot, and we'll get a pump up. And that's what I'm actually expecting. I'm both expecting and hoping for. But I'm looking at how, we're still in indecisive times right now. And it doesn't mean that it's going to do that. But I was looking for a move back up to this breakout area as a bearish retest. Or either this trend line or this one that we got coming down, and that would be somewhere around, right around 27,000. So between 27,000 on up to 28,000, could range that high up to this 21 moving average right there. There's not much resistance until this area, right around 29,000. The VRVP, this little graph section over here, volume profile on the right hand side. So just in a very interesting predicament, but we've been talking, I was telling you, man, I just feel like I'm not convinced that we're not going to see lower, because what gets wick often gets candlestick, and we came back down to those prices today. 25, 300, 25, 400 right there in those areas. Wow. Wild ride. Wild ride. But man, I tell you what, these kind of wicks are usually they can be a lot of times indicators of a big push to the upside, a big strong buying pressure, and it can also be a pivot point, and you can see these at reversals a lot. So not saying that we got, well, there is on some time frames. Where were we on the 2 hour? It was a hidden bullish divergence here. Because we got the bottom of our RSIs right here, from a low to a higher low, and price action from there, from candle body closes, from a low to a lower low. So we got some divergence there, some bullish divergence, which normally indicates that we got a reversal going on, or possible reversal. That's the good kind. It's the hidden. This is the regular kind. The hidden kind is a little bit weaker. This is the stronger. So we've got that going for us and giving us that big candle wick up. Now, initially, I was playing this as a range, and maybe it could still be. But even with the Wyckoff accumulation range strategies, they have a wick that comes down before price actually comes up to the top of range and starts breaking out. So are we looking at finally coming up these levels and maybe leveling up at least? So coming back up to about 26.7, maybe that measured move here for this range. Some of these short-term time frames are looking extremely bullish. But the longer-term time frames in the general market structure, man, it's looking a little drab and dreary. So it was kind of we all kind of took a hit in our long-term portfolios. I'd say the majority of us, unless you're savvy enough to move everything off and sell it and swap it and everything before all these big moves happen. Most of it just have it sitting there in our wallets, just riding all this stuff out for a long-term hold, right? But given the possibility that this market may continue down, and it is showing signs of that. Not saying that we would go down to zero, but we had a nice little run up. 3 little peaks right there, and that's not bad, people. Not bad. I mean, it almost doubled. Wouldn't hurt to retrace and take a little breather. Let the big boys get their fingers into the Bitcoin now because they missed it. You know how the game's played. Come on. The little finagle-faggle manipulation goes on that doesn't really go on. Daily chart looks scary. Let's just get that out in the open. It looks frightening. It looks bare frightening. Non-moving average just plowed through that 200. Ooh, 21 plowed through that 100, and we can get more down. So basically what I am watching at this moment in time is the very real possibility we could get a breakup. Bearish retest, come back down, do kind of like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. That makes perfect sense, right? Makes perfect sense for a way for us to transition to a little slumpy slump time going into the halvening. I'm not convinced it's going to do that yet. There is so much pressure coming down through here. It is starting to level out, so that gives us a chance to move up toward that 9 moving average. So that's our first start. That's the first thing that we see on this price movement. So we got that going for us. So maybe getting up to 27 is starting to look kind of doubtful. Well, that's just right under right here at 26.8 where it is right now. So if we do a retest for this left shoulder, I was starting to wonder it may be a gimpy right shoulder again. We did one of those before, inverted. We're going to get a, I can't even draw that. The little thing like that. That's kind of disappointing. Maybe not even that much, right? So small time frames looks like it's wanting to do something. Bigger time frames are saying, hey, don't get too excited, boy. I'm getting ready to take you behind the woodshed here. Bitcoin's getting ready to get an ass whooping is what it looks like here shortly. And unfortunately, when it gets it, but he likes to take it out on the altcoins for some reason. The altcoins, like, you know, they also get a nice little whooping. But is it going to happen right now? Man, it looks like we're getting ready to possibly get a pop here on these smaller time frames. So check this out, right? Nice reversal wick, Buddhist divergence. You'd be getting that little pump up, right? Got this, let me blow this up a little bit. This trend line right here. That's the one that we've been struggling with. That 9 moving average has just been coming all the way down through there. Well, we broke out of that, right? And now we're flagging. Now, traditionally in technical analysis, that is just seen as just a very bullish sign. Nice reversal coming out and doing a flag. Hey, great setup. Are they trying to sell us the Kool-Aid and dump us? You're such a conspiratorial type, road dog. Why would you say that? Well, it looks all nice and juicy on one level. It really does. It really does. Like on this 15-minute though. I know we're sitting right above that 200 moving average. That officially makes us bullish, right? We still got a long way to go before we get that official bull or that official buy signal on these moving averages where this 50, that's the blue one, crosses above that. So right now, according to this particular time frame, and if time frames confuse anyone, especially the way that I do them, just let me know. I'll try to explain that a little bit better because I will jump all over these little bad boys. It's basically the bigger ones have more say so. They went out than the smaller ones. But the smaller ones got a little bit of say so and something. They got a little bit of influence. But the big ones are boss. Same thing with the moving averages. Larger ones, they got more weight. And they're just mostly going sideways. And this 50 has no intention right now of trying to jump up and do anything just really fantastic. Now the 9 definitely did. It's like a little poodle wanting to jump everywhere, like a little lap dog. The 21 is the lab that goes chasing after it. That's probably a better analogy than me using kids. So the lab, the 21, whatever, is chasing after it. So they're going to they're going to bounce the ball in between the two frames. And eventually, you know, the 50 will come chasing after them. I guess that's us on the leash, right? So in my trading group, I did post a short because if we still play this as a range, if this cutoff is big, don't discount it. I already erased that. There's also the possibility. You can see this. Oh, I just blinded most of you. But Thomas Bukowski, thepatternsight.com, which if you are trying to learn pattern trading or any kind of trading, he goes into Elliott Wave theory. He goes into a lot of stuff on the site. It's all free. The only thing he charges you for are his books, which I highly recommend because I have a few of them. To me, he is the godfather of pattern trading. When you hear all those little statistics, this is where they come from, apparently, but most of the guys spouting them only know the 168%. Well, there are a lot more. And some of these people spouting these numbers are purely just. That's because that's the only stat they're familiar with it. So there is some bullish divergence. So that gives us hope for some more upside. So watching this closely, we could keep going. I'm not yet seeing the motivation here yet. So I turn on my indicators. And what do they say? Well, MACD here on the 15 minutes getting just all kinds of bearish, saying, hey, baby, I get ready to go down. So this possible bull flag that looks so yummy with this juicy wick, all of a sudden it's going to start looking like a little Bart Simpson pattern is what I'm seeing. And it may play out right before our eyes. But, you know, that's quite okay. These little bull pennants, because when a pennant fails, well, they become, well, a falling channel or a falling wedge. So we can definitely expect price to come back down here, 25,976 on the short term, as we've lost the 9 moving average on the 15. So yummy short time. And I did post a short in our Telegram channel, and I think price extended a little bit further than the one I had on there. It got a little bit more excited. We have to reevaluate targets for that, but there might be a juicy little short on there. Now we did break this trend line, so it's just normal that we retest that. So this juicy little flag that we see, it's actually kind of normal we do that, and maybe even drop down here to this 50 moving average, lines up with this trend line, get our bounce there, support for that. So there's some confluence for this price action to happen right here. Maybe that'll be enough to tag our 50 and pull it along for a little bit more of a move upward to the upside. If that plays out, get a nice little, wow, a whopping 1.23% move possible out of Bitcoin, moving to $26,235. Who wants to be a millionaire? Don't hold your breath. Don't be shy. Step right up right now. That's 1.24%. If you do that 60 times a day for 60 days, you might make it up to $5. Throw you some leverage on that, baby. Keep asking yourself, why is all my money disappearing too? So I'm not really in any active trades at the moment, other than perpetual futures, just a very tiny. Until I get this little sucker licked, I'm not putting big money in there. I'm just not. I've still got some kinks to work out, not so much in my system, just in my execution. So to change the game for you in crypto, I think it's key to learn technical analysis, what we're doing here, and just learn basics. Just keep it simple, just simple patterns. And Fibonacci, man, and the moving averages, oh gosh, those just a handful of little things that you're familiar with, simple, and maybe I make it look complicated putting a bunch of different things on here, I don't know, but keep it simple. Learn the basics, keep adding tools to your toolbox. And this will help you to kind of figure some things out. These gives you a little bit more of a roadmap, so that when you buy something, it doesn't immediately go down, and when you sell it, it just takes off and goes to the moon, because that was how I used to trade. I used to, when we would talk crypto with anybody, I would say, yeah, just do opposite of what I'll do. You build millionaire really quick. And I couldn't shake that luck until technical analysis, the one thing that I did not want to have to learn, because it looked like rocket science. It looked like just a total headache. But it's not. It's actually fun. It's addicting. It's like Tetris or something. You just in here, you'll get lost in these charts. That's the danger of it. You can get where you can spend all day in front of these charts just watching. It's like watching an aquarium sometimes. Don't believe me? Hey, you remember that pennant that we had? We talked about falling down and making this stuff. Yeah, you just watch this stuff just play out, and it's just cool. And then you start wondering about it. And the existence of your world and the strange world of mathematics. I don't know, man. Trading will open your mind up, open your life up to so many different cool things about yourself psychologically. I think it helps hone you psychologically because you learn to first control your emotions. Those emotions, knee-jerk reactions that we naturally have, that I guess in some situations can save us, but in trading it just demolishes us, right? We do the wrong thing at the wrong time because it seems like the right thing to do at the right time. So technical analysis helps with all that. And then you start working on controlling your emotions and your fear and all that. And pretty soon you're just numb to all this. You're just like, yeah, okay. Oh, suck it, I got liquidated. Yeah, all right, that's about the extent of it. I mean, you try not to get if liquidation is part of your vocabulary, let's hope that you're confining it to a small amount. See, I personally know I have a horrible problem with altcoins, right? Because I want to collect them all. And if I'm not careful, I will literally just, man, I can fill a wallet with, I mean, it's basically dust just to have, I don't know, I get too many. So knowing that, rather than me trying to just totally go to a monastery and change my whole lifestyle, I'm just like, well, all right, well, I will set the majority of my funds in crypto over here, and I'll just have this little section that I can just degen the hell out of. And that's what I do and have fun with. And I also have a small little section that I do perpetual trades. Currently using MEXC now. If you need a good exchange, there is a link in the description below, and supposedly that helps the channel. I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever clicked it yet. But it does give you the maximum, well, there's no fees yet, but should they ever do fees, you get the maximum discount, whatever. Sell it, baby. You're stuck as a salesman. I'm so tired of sales. So, and this, I hate to admit it because I've been so bored with Bitcoin, even with this big old drop. But I've been doing a lot more trading with perps and everything, so I've been checking out these smaller time frames, like in 1 minute. It's not that I'm a total degen, although my big moves are all considered with the larger time frames. These small ones, like here, they are great for learning, man. If you're trying to learn how to do this stuff on this 1 minute, if you can get it on your trading view, if not, use the 5 minute. And just play with these patterns and watch them play out. Get familiar with it, especially get familiar with Bitcoin and get familiar with its quirks, its personalities, because all these coins have a different personality. Every one of them, they all behave different at different times of the game. And you get to know what they're gonna do, but sometimes they will throw you for a loop. It's not kidding. It's totally telling you the truth there, that every one of them, they do different things. That's where the God. So looks like, we're kind of getting a little wedgie going on here. Maybe a good thing, hey. On the 1 minute though, notice how our EMAs have just all flipped. I use a 5 EMA strategy or system. More like a strategy system. And it's basically anytime prices over the 200, yeah, on that time frame, we are bullish, baby. Bullish. It is all good rainbows and sunshine. Go hug a tree, hump a unicorn, whatever. But when we're below it, not so good. So the 200 is the way. And it is the 9, this green little Pomeranian poodle, whatever, little dude that just runs in and out everywhere. Crazy little puppy dog, whatever. Hyperactive ADHD acting thing. That's the 9 moving average. That's the one that controls our trend. When we're below it on whatever time frame, well, you're bearish or short term. So, but when you pop above it, well, you may be switching trend. And this applies on the 1 minute, the 15 second. It applies on the 2 hour, the 4 hour. Does not apply. It applies on every one of them. Because this is just how price behaves. And right now they're all flip-flop here. And if you can see over to the right, left of my screen, they're green, red, blue, white, yellow. That's the order that they're in. And when they line up in that little particular order, ooh, baby, full steam ahead. Whatever direction that is. Well, they just flip-flopped, reversed, full steam ahead, downside now. Baby? Or it makes me want to short. It just does. It just makes me want to short. Because when they flip, they don't often. You gotta watch them. Don't FOMO. Go by the patterns, baby. Just know. Right up here. They got all twisted and started flipping over. That was your indication on the 1 minute. Say, maybe you need to bail out. I'm telling you, this play's about to go down. The back, you're right. Hop some red smoke, baby. Let's go. Because I got lost in Bitcoin there, man, on the 1 minute. It happens all the time. Where does the time go? FTT green? What the hell? Oh, FTX token? LPF up to his old tricks. I heard that he did have access to a lap for 6 hours or something, or will have. I don't know. Just checking in with the chat, guys, just see what's going on there. Hanging out, taking it easy. I'm not one of those exciting, crazy guys comes out to pump you up on everything, just being so fantastic. Because trading is a lot like flying. I have no cool voice for this one. Trading, in my opinion, it's a lot like flying. Not that I'm a pilot or flying, but I was looking into getting into paragliding and things like that. And when I was studying all that, I would do it too if mine didn't get destroyed in a fire. That's a different story. But the thing about it is you always want to fly on, you go by the weather, right? You're checking the weather. Fly on the good days. Make sure things are accommodated before you go up. Because if you don't, you could die. You could die. So you want to make sure that everything's right? But more importantly than that is your freaking mindset. Never fly when you're upset. Don't do things that are going to affect your cognitive abilities and your concentration, your thinking. So we try to take our emotions out of trading so that we can think clearly, because, hey, this is highly influential, highly persuasive, highly manipulative market that we are in. And it's easy, especially for newbies coming in, because you got it. You're like, what do I do? And you think, oh, they're on YouTube. They must be an expert. We're talking about it. Oh, it must be going to go up. You believe everything people say. You don't know better. You have no clue. And even if they don't say it, but I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Please do and consult your own financial advisors. But how it's presented also has an influence. And I think we as creators or content creators need to be a lot more mindful of that. So I'm not that excited guy that comes out, mildly entertained, maybe, I don't know. Too lazy to get the camera out tonight because, hey, it's just easier this way. And I kind of like this retro kind of radio feel because, I don't know, it's a road dog channel. We're supposed to be cruising financial freedom. We can listen to the radio. Maybe I need a radio intro. There's something to think about, people. So anyway, here on the 1 Minute Bitcoin, just watching paint dry. We finally regained the 9 moving average, boys. Trying to do a little diamond reversal bottom kind of thing and come up here. Will it hold? Will it make a difference? Will it change the world for Bitcoin? Oh, well, probably not. So moving averages. Like I said, they bounced the ball. Price being the ball. If you're not following my analogy here. Gonna pass the price in between them all, right? Regain the 9. So right now we're ping-ponging between the 21, trying to see if we can overtake the 21. If price can overtake the 21, ooh, good. Price will start working his way up toward the 50. Especially as that 9 crosses over that 21. That just gives it that little extra oomph to get up there, right? So once we get up here, well, it'll probably get rejected there. Come back down, retest the 21. Or it could just dump now, make me look like an idiot. What's the other thing it can do? Seriously, that is the other thing. Of course it's the other thing. But if it went the other way that I was talking about and decided to go up and do a retest, it would do a retest of this 50 and then come back between the 21, the 9 and all. It just plays in between them. It's really fascinating, actually, just to watch it unfold and how it works. But it's very crucial to hold that 9. I'm always looking at that 9. What side do we own? What side do we own? And what we cross it? Some people just look at them, oh, well, they're all bunched up. It's going to do something. Go to the 200. Well, now it's all bunched up with the 200. What you going to do now? Well, it flipped. So in my system, it's how they're arranged, how they interact with each other, price interacts with them, and then also the angles at which they cross. I guess the sharper the angle of the cross, the bigger that move on the other side's going to be. Like that 21 just nosedived it. The 9 nosedived the 21 right up here, right? Had that wick, nosedived it. Boom. That means big move. Big move are coming. But when you're someplace over here and it's more of a shallow move, these are more shallow crosses, so the angle's not so high, so you don't have that much momentum behind those moves. So just a little talk to bore you guys to death on how I use moving averages on every time frame, and when you pair them up with your patterns, man, that just gives you a little edge, especially when you got them in your patterns with you to help you. This was the perfect example of, hey, this symmetrical triangle is going to bail on you, buddy. Don't trust it. My words of wisdom are to never trust a symmetrical triangle. I say that a lot. A lot of times there is a big gap with a symmetrical triangle, and you can break it down. In most every pattern, you can find patterns within patterns. And see this one leaning toward the bottom here, and we're also in a rising channel. Well, that's a bearish pattern within this supposedly almost kind of neutral-ish pattern. This one actually, I believe it has a 60% chance, supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, to go either way. I'm sorry, 60% chance to continue in the way it was coming. It's a continuation pattern. But it did not. And they are very untrustworthy, I find. A lot of times I find that they just generate a range. And we may see that because we do have to break out of this larger trend line. But break that, so let's get rid of that. And now this idea still in play with this kind of so far we've still got this kind of symmetrical triangle guy going on, just connecting these dots right there. But I'm looking for it to make a wedge, and that would line up perfectly with a retest of this trend line, which most trend lines do have a retest. If we zoom out, we can take a look at that. Depending on how you want to draw this is price was in a channel, or even if you want to go with this idea, which is extremely valid, the bullish megaphone, the downward megaphone, that little baby played. And this one has a 72% chance to break to the upside. Road Dog Megaphone! Woo! They call me Road Dog Megaphone. Anyway. So we could look at it that way. And then we broke out and then we got a flag above it. So awesome. And lots of bullish. But having this trend line here, and you finesse it and you get it more detailed in there. You do, on these patterns, have a good chance. It should be somewhere around, just off the top of my head, I think it is somewhere around a 60 to 64% chance for that price to retest the actual trend line or breakout area. And so we're off on price. We usually come back at least to the price that broke out of the actual very well-defined trend line, like right here, about 25,970 on this chart, or to retest off of this trend line and bounce off of it. And sometimes that can be painful. If you don't have the volume behind these breakouts, when she comes back for that retest, I mean, it should do something like that, right? Doesn't always. If there's no volume behind that move, if there's a lackluster, if other things in your chart are kind of lackluster, you can get it kind of to ride back down and do stuff like that. So we don't want that. It puts a little rain on our party. Don't want a rainy party. Well, she's getting ready to go down. But what I'll say here, I'm on the 5 minute now. Noticing a little bit of difference. So when it comes down on the 5 minute in that same area, this is how it translates over to this time frame. The moving average we're looking at is the 200 coming out 25,941. So we got that. It's very quite possible while it's down here, it will just wick and tap that 100. Tap that. Tell it to come up. And so it'll go play along and then kind of, just kind of keep going, pulling them all up together there. So that's kind of what I'm saying on the smaller time frames of Bitcoin over the next, whatever, couple hours. And that should give us a push up to the top of this range. Now the question is, will we break out of this range? Or will we just have another reversal here? If that plays out. Rate test come up and then reject it again? Are we going to start doing some stuff like this? Do more of a range thing? Very likely. Could happen. Are we going to go to the moon? Well, that's what I gotta know, man. The longer we stay down here, the more likely we are to fall through and go lower. So I need Bitcoin to do this other scenario, this Wyckoff spring thing that we're maybe doing. And keep pushing up, baby. Break up above $26,300. And then we need to start going back toward 27 and recapture all this area over here so that I can reposition my altcoins, get some dry powder for when we start to tank even more. Here's my game plan. Hopefully it'll work. If not, I'm screwed. I'm just going to have to ride it out. I don't want that. I want some dry powder. Give me some dry powder. I demand some dry powder. And I am actually eyeballing this area right here at the moment. To probably help me in decide that. Pay very close attention to this 200 moving average coming in on the 1 hour. Current price level is right there in line with this trend line. So I want to tighten out 26.7. Just for future reference in case we are able to get there. So altcoins have just been hit. Chris says symmetrical triangles related to the triangular cup and the triangular handle. Yes, I've seen many of them play out. Many of them. There are lots of shapes in a symmetrical triangle. I just find them very untrustworthy. They're just full of broken promises. Road Dog Megagone. Oh, Megagone. I find that there's lots of patterns there are, but you can actually even simplify it out to very simple shape that basically triangles. You can narrow it down to triangles, and I've got a sheet on it on our Telegram group. I think I somehow add it to YouTube. When I figure out how all this membership crap works and stuff, I'll put all that stuff up there. I don't mean to call it crap, but it's new to me. I don't understand it. But I've got some diagrams and cheat sheets and things like that, and a lot of them I've made myself. Some of them I stole from the internet, just like everybody else does. But I do have that at the Telegram group. If not, the link is in the description below. Post charts, hang out, ask questions. If there's something you want to ask me, you can reach me through my Telegram channel. Also, just taking a hit, I do want to take a look at Doji, as it is now. Then notice this very nice scallop, this very nice curve formation, this rounded top, if you will. This inverse booty cheek, right there, very nice. If I do say so myself, very nice. I don't know what is this? What is that? What is that? So these are called scallops, right? And you could also look at them as some other, patterns like inverted head and cup and handles and all that stuff. But basically, you got to. Generally, you have the rounded top thing, especially if you're coming down and you do like this, you're likely to get a bounce back up on that particular shape. Usually comes about down halfway and then bounces back. So that's just something interesting to note about that. It can take you over to the pattern site and bore you to tears again, or you can go look it up yourself over there. I suggest you go look it up yourself and learn lots of stuff over there, because where I get the bulk of my information and all my cool stuff. ThepatternSite.com. It's free. Or you can go pay people $99 just to put you in a Telegram group like mine that just, hi. So I do believe that when whoever you watch who does their analysis, if you watch them, just watch them. you'll learn everything about what they do in their system, especially if they explain it as they do it. And that's what I try to do on my channel. Just kind of explain things as I go. And sometimes I get a little bit carried away with it because I like it. I like explaining about it. I could do it all day, really. I don't know that everybody wants to hear it all day. A lot of people just want to hear, number go up. What's this? Where's the breakout? Where do I jump in? But this looks very good, Doji. Doji looks like it wants to do something. Looks like it wants to pop up here somewhere. Probably more than likely here at 6.5 cents. But possibility 6.56 cents. Get that extra little tenth. The extra little 0th of a percentages in there. Squeeze that lemon, baby. Squeeze that lemon. Make that juice run down my leg. That blind melon. Get your little blind melon. Wanna go downtown? Gonna see my gal. Gonna go downtown? Wanna see my gal. Gonna play a song? I'm gonna show her my ding dong. Hey man, what you just say, man? It's a ding dong. Hey man, hey man, you can't be saying things like that, man. You can't be saying that. Try it one more time, man. Just don't say that word, okay? Trey says double bottom going to $20. We're talking about Doge to $20? Hell yeah! I like that. I like the bottom. You know, we talk about rounded bottom, and mostly we're looking at like the dome shape spot. For local bottoms and things like that, when we come to this isn't an all-new bottom for Doge, is it? This isn't a new one, is it? I mean, for a currently. Okay, yeah, we were lower over here. Okay. I don't. For a local bottom, I like this shape a lot. It reminds me of those old bridges and things. But you can see that play out a lot before. A lot of times, it's a nice move, kind of like it came down and back up. Now, what it does when it gets back up to that level, you know, different story. And in this case, I'm expecting it to come down. That was on Bitcoin, but also applies to Doge because most of these altcoins are going to follow that same trajectory. Kadena, you have disappointed me. Oh gosh, but what an awesome time to get into you. For anyone taking a chance on Kadena, 44 cents. Good Lord, yeah, can you imagine? Think of the gains you can get out of that. Look at that. Lost this double bottom, isn't that great? Love it. I'm gonna pull a fib and see where it went. So I pulled it down to this little area right here, our double bottom area, where it faked out on us. And she went down to 2.7, right between, and the 414. That little pocket area. Juicy area. When crap hits the fan and price isn't going where you think it's going to go, take a fib and target those, and you got a price target. I cannot fully yet explain how that works. It does overlap with a lot of other strategies. More complex, but this is just a simplified, hey, you ain't got to look for no bearish bat pattern. You ain't got to look for, just pull a fib, baby. Go for these targets. They usually get there. Keep it simple. I want to wow you with my line drawing skills and my levels and wavitudes and calculations. Dude, crypto happens fast. I want something quick. Give me the answer quick. Oh, a fib. I think we hit it there. Oh, put that order in. Go. I don't want to sit here and have to do an in-depth analysis of whether this factor or that factor fits into this category or this subcategory. And I'm keep it simple, baby. We broke a level, take a fib. Put the target in right there. So, riding this trend line right here, this Y1 KDA, just humping that little leg like a mad little poodle. Poodle must be the word for the day. Seems to be some bullish divergence here on at least the wave table. I think that's kind of weak. Frankie Candles and a lot of the wave VC market cipher guys swear, Jason Casper and all, they swear by, you know, that's the main place for divergence they look for is the wave tables. RSI is probably the most solid that I've found. You can find it on just about any indicator where your indicators are going down or your price is going down and your indicators are going up, or there's a divergence, there's a difference. One of these things is not like the other. And, you know, oh, you stand out. Where are you from, alien? Pleiades, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Clearly you're Arcturian. So, KDA, most of the altcoins just looking like total crap. Total crap, just total crap, total dog poop. Which is usually one of the juiciest times to talk yourself into buying it, because this is when you usually talk yourself out of buying it if you're trying to do like the, I don't know, long-term hold, especially like your dollar cost average. Why would you not want to try to dollar cost average at a point like this in the market where everybody's confused and doesn't know what is going on? Perfect. I buy when there's blood in the streets. Said that Rothschild dude. Baron, please. And it's true. These suckers could keep going down. But a great place to nibble. If you're going to nibble the bottoms, man. Get those ankles, man. Get them ankles. Make them big dogs fall. About them ankles. Or people ankles. You gotta nibble at them ankles. Don't get no foot fetish. I ain't talking about no foot fetish. I just said nibble at the ankles. She seems to have been finding support here. Got previous levels back here we've identified here, and I've got it marked in green as just a yummy juicy buy zone. There are some possible further down yummy juicy buy zones that could happen. I hope it doesn't happen. Would really like to see this bottom out here and start, you know, getting a little bit of a turnaround. I think we all would. Because if not, and we do come down to this more juicy bottoms, you know, more juicy prices to get in, well, we just got more to fight with when we try to go back up. It's like what we've been going through, but more of it. Harder. No, so if you could please bottom out here, Dot, I'd much appreciate it. Dance at your wedding and all that kind of stuff. I like you, you know. I'll return the favor sometime. I'll sell out at the top. Or even, what do you say? Jolly good. But when you look at these little guys, the scary thing is that on the bigger indicators is that our stochastics still have so much more to come down. So much more selling pressure slowly over the next few weeks. And that just sucks, but we do have money flow kind of coming up a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little bit of relief there. We're ranging up on our money flows. The divergence kind of goes flat right here. Pretty much flat. But money flow is going up. This is kind of starting to come down. And sadly, we may actually see 385 out of dot, 387. We may get it. Don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it may happen. Could happen. Just ride this little trend line down one more time. That's a great area, though, But that would also give us more divergence on the money flow should that happen. Stochastics would be bottomed out. What say ye on the MACD? MACD is just staying out of it. He don't want to get involved. He just want to go sideways, pretend he's not here, stick his head in the ground like an ostrich. I'm not here. They don't see me. Nobody's looking. I am not here. I am not the indicator that you seek. When you really zoom in on MACD though, pay attention to him, see what he's trying to do on this weekly indicator. He'll let you in on a secret. It just flipped bearish right here, this cross, those indicators. On dot. You know what happens when that happens? A big lot of something. I mean, we may zigzag. I don't know. Anything's possible. But if not, if this is a toppity top, because we're kind of going down. Look at that big old stretch. Oh, that it had to fight up for that trend change. Before that, look how that, oh, that's a lot of down, man. At least on moving averages. Luckily, that's not the price, but what kind of influence does that have on our price? Price more down for weeks, man. No. Listen, it took, but here, watch this. This area right here, dot was 720 and went up to 9. That's when our moving averages started flipping bullish. Isn't that crazy? That's when this started. So it went from $7 to 9, and then as price came down, these were still going up. So different from price. It's divided, if you will. So there is MACD divergence there, and that's actually a good thing. That's actually bullish divergence because the price overall is coming this way. MACD down here is, I'm going to draw it over here, is leveling up there. So that's promising in an overall sense. When you zoom the hell out and look for just the bigger structures there. And if we were to come down here, where was that? 3 something? Okay, we're so good. It sucked. My portfolio would suck. It would still earn some staking rewards though, which don't suck. The staking rewards are kind of cool for DOT. I really like some. It does look like we're gaining some ground here though. That's interesting because those levels. Pay very close attention to these angles. Oh, here I missed one, so that's why I have to redraw this little booger. Right there we go. Candle bottoms. Bring that copy. Bring it up to that first one right there, and look how well it's finding support now. And now we're getting away from it. So that to me is a promising sign of maybe some rounding. Which is why I've got a buy zone where we are, but now we're looking at the possibility. Still could come down lower. Just saying, it could happen. Doesn't mean it's going to. Does not mean it's going to. At some point, it's going to have to come back up and touch the little poodle. Remember the poodle? The 9 moving average. That's the poodle, the one that normally runs like crazy everywhere on the small time frames. Price is not going to get very far away from that. It's going to snap back to that. Better than anything. You see it on the smaller time frames. It'll just hump that leg of that 9. That poodle gets its price will hump the poodle's leg really close on those time frames, right? Well, it'll do the same thing on the weekly, just at a larger scale. So it's not the end of the world. It's just that, hey, we may stick here, we may fall. Let's just look at it that way. We're still under the 9 moving average. We could get a little bit more down pressure, but it's wanting to stick so far, and it has done very well so far. So maybe we can hang around here sideways for a little bit, let these indicators reset. That's possible too, but Actually, that's pretty dang possible. If I'm looking here at the 4 hour, I kind of like what I'm seeing with these wicks here. So as we zoom in here, and then we got this level here. That's going to be at 450. Dot just has a hard time with that right now. Can't get past 450. You see, break above this trend line, getting above that non-moving average on the 4 hour. Looks like we got a chance to do that. Yay, Dot! I'll cheer you on, baby. Basically in a falling wedge, which is one of my favorite patterns to trade, especially when they're shallow like this. 68% of the time they break up to the upside, especially if you do have some form of bullish divergence like we do here on the wave table. Stochastics went up on the 4 hour. It looks very nice. The things may start looking better. We're not out of the woods yet. Oh, looks like there might be something there. Legion traders would already be in this. So nice, kind of like Bitcoin, same situation. Get a little flag out on the 1 hour. Looks nice for Dot. Support resistance flip coming back to retest not just the 9 but also the 21 moving average, giving it hopefully some support there and enough to move it to the upside past the 52, the 100, up to the 200 and touchdown. Goal. Maybe. I likes it. I like what I'm seeing on the 1 hour with this. And that was that juicy blister by Dot at 4 1/4. So it's showing some signs that it may want to be a little bit bullish. Rounding out here, nice pattern that has potential to break to the upside. I don't like how there's a lot that's not here, a lot of empty space. But we do have a number of valid touches to make it a valid play. Regaining ground on our moving averages, which just naturally means we're going to be gravitating back up to just that 200 on this 1 hour time frame. So she wants to go back to 450. Give it a shot. Hey, Dot, do something, baby. Good. Let's try to get you back in the 7 and 8s. Make me happy. That's all I'm saying, baby. Can we get a fib? Can we get a fib? The fibs say 4.7 to 4 will be a nice place. 4.6 to 4 may find some resistance. However, Dot may find the strength to continue to $4.88. And if it does, mind you, it may even continue on up to $4.96 before tying it out and trying to reconsider where it wants to go in its life. At which point we will then have to take a closer look at Dot. Make sure it's not using any illicit substances and such. And then proceed forward. Sand. Yay. Had quite the narrative about it. Oh, it's metaverse, man. Metaverse on the... Yeah. Throwing shade on sand. I'm just salted because it's down so much and I started TCAing it a lot higher than 32 cents, I believe. So I'm salty. It's okay. I can be salty. It's sweet and salty. Hey, tonight. A little bit of bullish divergence going there. You need it, sandbox. Playing in the sandbox is what you're doing. Getting covered up. All the cat turds in the sandbox. Do something. What are you doing, sandbox? Are you coming down again? Seriously, are you? I mean, if you are, I want to know. Oh. Hey, that's a good price at almost 22 cent sandbox. Looks like it wants to try it out. Maybe even down to 13.5 cents because it just wants to be a degen that way, sandbox. If it keeps coming down, I'm on the weekly here. If we don't regain ground here shortly, we may continue that. I know we said we had some bullish divergence, right? On these bigger time frames, sometimes it can take, you get a couple. These are stretched out too. So we got that. It's on the wave table, people. Personally, I like the RSI. RSI says, well, a little bit. It's more hidden, meaning that, let's not do it. It's just want to drop, baby. Just get used to it. Sand, you still got some downside coming. I hate to bear bad news, but sand's getting ready to drop, and so we'll might put a bag of sand. You better make me a millionaire. I'm coming after you. I will find your program and I will switch letters around. I will throw a gremlin in there, Sandbox. Open source that. I know where GitHub is. I know where your guts are hanging out. Don't you mess with me, Sandbox. So the market is down. All the coins are down. The world's going to end. Life is horrible. INJ. Still holding strong, man, but it lost its 9-moving average here on the weekly. It's done it before, though. Kept going. So, it's not his first rodeo. It may be fine. I don't know. We have to keep an eye on it. Holding very strong at $7.34. I like it. Well, now I want it. There is some bearish divergence here going on with our mountain peaks on the weekly. So that's giving us, is it reversal time? I mean, that's what it usually means. Trend reversal, time to switch. Haha. Fun's over, time to short. That's what that means. And it's on the RSI too. So the big thing will be when we break this orange trend line, and I'm just going to delete my juicy buy box, because right now, if we're headed down, buy boxes really aren't that juicy if they keep going down. So we'll keep this trend line as a marker of resistance that we will come into. Get rid of that one. And we shall pull a Fibonacci, which, for me does no good. Mine is staking. And I got mine at some fairly decent prices that I can ride this one out, because more than likely we're not going to come below this 50 moving average. The 618 Fibonacci area 450. The INJ is pretty much what I predict out of it. Could be totally wrong, but I might be right. Because not only do we have that, but we also have this little area over here, way over here to the left. These music coming on gonna make me feel a little crazy coming up. It just always does it. I don't know why, but that horizontal line of support coming away from the left there just seems to be pretty darn strong, man. Gave us a little hiccup right here getting past it. So that's also where the 50 and the 618 are coming in on the weekly. If INJ's got to take a dump, right there where he's going to drop it. Grab the bucket, Ethel. So prime area for INJ to break through here again. It's already wicked through there. It's already made this thing a little weak. Dude, kind of what we're thinking Bitcoin may be doing, right? Come back up, head and shoulders, and then charge up, bam, to the downside. If it were to do that, if this scenario were to play out, if this technical analysis is foreseeing the possibilities of future price action, well, that measured move could take us as low as the 786 all the way back down to $3.19, which is juicy. That's so juicy. I think I just... Wow. Please don't call me to go to the chalkboard, Mrs. Robinson. I'm having stomach cramps today. Eddie, let me borrow your book. Let me borrow your notepad, something. Let me borrow your backpack. Yeah. Yes, Mrs. Robinson. So it could be saying something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Not Mrs. Robinson. Well, I don't know. Mrs. Robinson might be sexy. Who knows? That used to be the fantasy of most teenage boys, was the teacher fantasy. Never really considered in the days of our youth that would make that person just a pedophile working in the school system. That thought never dawned on us in our naivete. No, it's just hot. Teacher, yeah, that substitute's hot. Hey, man. I thought we made eye contact. Man, way to go, Jimmy. All right. And Mrs. Kramer's so hot, dude. There are those teachers that do cross that line, all in love with students and stuff. I knew of one that there were rumors of that, and then they ended up getting married. Go figure. Big age difference between the two, too. Well, of course, there would be the teacher and the student, but I mean, a good 15 years. Oh, dog, what are you talking about? This is chart stuff. Basically looking for I and J and probably a lot of these other coins to kind of just come down a little bit, go up a little bit, and then come down a lot more. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Trigger's ready to see a blast off. I'll buy 100K. Stringer! Oh my God, DCR. Decred is back down to the $12 level. Man. All right, now let's just pause and think here. In the history of all these altcoins and all the price history that we've got in these things, I mean, the very, very lowest that DCR got to, you know, besides this beginning, we don't count the beginning wicks. We just throw them out. I mean, they're not, I have no reliable data to, trust them. But the other stuff, the bottoms and things from there on out, yeah. So $11.02 for this guy, right? This one went up to $250, right? Is that how far it went, or higher? Yes, $250. The last time it hit these levels, back in October 20, it came down, flirted around with the levels, and then it went up. And besides from just little minor corrections that you can't see here on the weekly, straight up, just continuing up and up. It had a share of drops and everything that don't reflect well on the weekly chart, but strong. And now we're coming back to those. We're in a falling wedge pattern. So as bearish as everything, what I'm getting at is as bearish as everything is starting to look for the overall market, and for all these charts, anybody including, how the hell is all this stuff going to drop so low? What are the odds that maybe there's something that's being missed? Something we're just not, are we getting a little overdrawn? We getting a little too bearish? I mean, we're definitely going through a correction. We're definitely seeing something, but is it going to be so terrible that we're going to, oh God, 15,000, or is a slow burn down there now? I mean, I don't think so, man. I think it doesn't matter what I think, but what matters is on the charts. But a lot of these places could hold, and if they don't, then we're in all new territory, and it looks very bleak for crypto. And I don't think usually things don't play out as those extreme bearish scenarios that they're always, usually get thrown out there. What I'm saying is that maybe something's going to be happening here that we'll start getting a turnaround here in a couple of weeks. Because we're at bottoms. We're at bottom. It's the bottom. Bottom. Brick wall bottom. Should be brick wall bottom. I mean, yeah, you can drill a hole and go through, but that's just going to screw up everything. For everything. I don't think we're, I don't know, signs. I think it's the world. Martians? That might do it. Maybe aliens. They're real. They want to suck our brains. That might do it. Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, what major event is going to have to shake the market to make us go past some of our lows, new lows? What's going to have to shake the market to bring us back down to $15,000 for Bitcoin? So I mean, just use it. We've got a run up on this, and we're getting a correction. That's just usually what it is. These levels here are holding, and hopefully they will hold. And we take a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. There no Bitcoin lining up all nice there. We're at the 382, which is actually a strong point or more upside. If it wants to keep this trend going, it can do it from the 382, which is losing a level. We're just jumping down a level. And what I mean by that is that, let's get rid of this. So we can see all this. So what I mean, if we jump a level, well, we kind of done it right here. We had this trend line originally, bottom to bottom to bottom, and we fell through it. Oh no, we're going back to $15,000. This is the end. We hit 24,000. We're all gonna die. And then we bounced up excited, and everybody's happy about that. We were just retesting this trend line. They don't always go down. Now consider a trade over generally when we break trend. If I'm trying to be tight with my trading. And they go down, but sometimes they'll ride that little baby's leg. It'll ride that leg on up, and then you gotta start looking for the divergence, and then we go down. And we can still, doesn't mean that it's going to go all the way down. We can still start a new level. We're just like doing this, but we're doing it lower. It's like we just copy this and move it. So we got this, and so now we got these little rows of these little guys, you see? All just moving its way up. So it's not just because we broke, and this is the one that we're looking at right now, right? We're going from candle bodies to a wick to this, and that's actually the outskirts of it. Now I just got a big old mess on here, just drawing lines everywhere, but that's pretty much that one. We got several theories we can look at here. We could do this mega phone move. We could take a measure move, try to guesstimate right there. It says we should come back down to megaphone theory right here down to 19,000, 20,000. Oh God, the world's going to end. It could happen. I don't know if it will. It might. It might. We might do it the head and shoulders. We might not do the head and shoulders. It might still be bullish. Might still be bullish. If we can climb, drop that level, we'll get another one of these little bars. But we should be making higher highs if this is what's going on. It's just a possibility. Just throwing out some possibilities. And gradually we're doing that sideways kind of, what would we call that? Rehabbing type movement. This kind of crap over here. I don't think we'll go back as far on this particular chart. I don't know where on my Mixie. Yeah, they weren't around back then. But we saw this kind of back in 2019 and it's just on a much larger scale right here than what we saw there. So we're in channels. Price goes in channels. It has been. You don't believe me? Look at that. There's that same channel. Look at this channel. There's that. It didn't go very far, but that's what it did. Look, there's a channel there. That angle. It's the angle of the dangle. It makes me want to wrangle. Look at the. We're starting to get some deviations on some of them. Not too bad, though. This is the Bitcoin angle. Look to the wicks. These are the angles. These are the angles that change our lives. So there's also a perpendicular angle. Now we're starting to get. This is the stuff that Gann like to look at. That's why I like the Gann theory and stuff. Because we're looking at these 90-degree angles or whatever angles here. There it is, right there. So here's the other angles. Don't believe me? Look, it's a grid. It's a chain link fence. We're really in prison. Holy crappages. Tis a grid. It's a big waffle. A big yummy Bitcoin waffle. So there are the angles of Bitcoin in case you've ever wondered. And now we just jump from square to square. My grid tells me we gotta come up and we gotta pop a square. I hope we pop this square. I don't want to pop this square. This square will suck. That square could happen. We could pop this square. And that... So I got this big waffle. I have no easy way to delete all this mess, do I? So interesting. This is true though. This is really what's going on with prices. We are in these channels. We got crisscrosses and then we got horizontals. It's like a mad quilt or something. We're like those games that they what is it in Japan that they love with the balls that they put down on the top and it goes through and hits all the pins and just kind of, yeah, it's kind of like that. We're just navigating these little pins. Price action just follows, but we're going left to right instead of top to bottom. So I don't know. I got an ugly chart here. Got too much on the chart. Too much on the chart. Look at that big red candle. Oh gosh. So our other option, all the scenario, but we got this, right? Okay, so we're in like this rising wedge. We start making, oh crap. Are we back on this thing again? I was really looking for a falling wedge. That's what I was going for. Well, and we can do that too. And being in a fallen channel, definitely can do that. But if we just follow the basic outline, let's keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Silly? Keep it simple. Keep it simple, silly. Okay, from this top to there on the weekly. Zoom it out, baby. Zoom it out. We got this beautiful little pattern, man. This megaphone, this sideways megaphone, just straight out. This speaker pattern. It looks like a speaker. 60% chance it actually breaks to the upside, especially, look, price came into it, continuation pattern. Believe it or not, that's what it is. Or that's the probabilities. Very wide, very possible to come down to. Hate to say it. You're going to say it. $23,746, that general area. Possible. If the head and shoulders does not play out where we get a bounce up here, if we fall through, look for a bounce there. And then from there, we've got to come up and either do a partial decline, means we get rejected halfway, and then this goes south on us and we start coming down, or if we get that partial, we come back up and then we find support there, and then we can come up to the top of the pattern. So that's what we got. The top of that pattern is about 32,000, so we got a shot at coming back up to 32,000, and what's worse, we can also get rejected there and do it again. But hopefully come back to the midpoint and get a bounce up. That would be the nice thing to do to keep this, price action going in our, basically what it needs to do, what it should do, scenario that it can play out for this cycle. It's in the program. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, it's a possibility. So we've got options and we don't know what it's going to do yet. It's several different plates. So right now, Head and Shoulder could be playing, or we could just keep dropping. 24,000 if we do drop. And then, hopefully a nice little bounce. Retest that 21 that let us down. Currently up here at 28. So I think we're going to ping pong a little bit, just to kind of ping pong a little bit lower than we've been ping ponging. Because them market makers like to play with us. You know they in cahoots with them big boys. So, oh, is this my short that I had? This is a short that I put out in our Telegram group. Price got really bullish. It spiked up, and I was like, oh crap! I bet I look like a dumbass. But given some time, we're leveling out, and I've got this in the short zone, and I'm playing with this idea too. Shorting this area. I know we're looking at scenarios where this could be bullish and going to the upside. But like I said, we could fall from here too. It's really lots of things saying, hey, looks good for upside, but there's some things here saying, hey, we're about to pull one on you really fast and heavy, just like we did the other day. So you gotta be cautious here. I'm on a weird time frame right now, 36 minute. Being a little bit bearish right now on some of our indicators. And this is what I'm looking for. I am looking for us to regain the 9 and the 21, or the 200, this yellow line, on this particular time frame. We've got other stuff going on these other ones. Why this one? Because I want to see this one. The trend line is coming down to meet price. It's already happened on all the others, and they just went sideways. And all the other time frames, the 200 has done basically, well, all the other time frames, when the 200 comes and touches price action, when it came in, price started coming down. So if we look, can we do it? So here, the 24 minute, when the 200 came down and touched all the rest of them that were grouped up together, price eventually, not right off, eventually started on this little downward move there. It's kind of been doing that, so that's what I'm wondering. Well, what's going to happen on the 36 when price touches it too? Is that going to happen? Because our 9 moving average right here just doesn't seem to have the oomph to get above that 200 moving average right here. I can move this over. So I'm really looking at the juicy idea of taking a short here. And now I've got this crazy target down here. That's what you call, what's moon boy for bears. That's very that might be too much. Realistically, you'd be looking to your 618 or your 0.5. 25,629, 25,735 in that area would actually be a realistic target to shoot for. And maybe lower, maybe, if this idea plays out. But most people are going to see this as a bull flag, which should go to the upside, and well, it could. It could. It's just looking to me on some of these time frames like it could also do this, and I'm going to try to play this little baby both ways. But now the rest of the reward here, just coming down to these amounts, it's about a 2.14. Not great. Not. We really want 3 or better. The 786, and it's got a possibility to do that. 25,480. I think that's good. I think that's perfect. To the 786. To get rejected up here at the top of the range, not even making it to the top of the range, coming back down, pulling to the 786, dare I say even to the 886 at 25,392 could be in order, but we will target this for a risk to reward ratio of 308. Now that it's already wicked above there, Because if you got into it when I posted it, you would have got stopped out if you put your stop up here. It would have wicked you out. That's what this was for. I believe we had this big wick down, and then we came out and we stopped out everybody. And now we may be coming back down for a little bit of a correction again. But this trade can still work in my personal opinion, and I'd keep it a stop loss. You put your stop loss above it. If you put your stop loss above it, you kind of lower your risk to reward ratio to 3.5. You could do a tighter one, which may be in place now that we are under the 9 moving average. I would like that idea. I would run with that idea. I would put a stop loss about 26.85. Looks good to me. That gives us a risk reward ratio of 4.85. So if you're leverage trading and you put your stop loss 26.77, whatever amount that you want to throw in there on leverage and whatever amount of money that you want to throw in there on that, you figure out, well, if I always want to lose $100, if I'm really, let's keep it real. We're just playing with this. We need to keep it small. Unless you got balls of steel, you got experience, and you're pretty good at it, in which case you're probably not listening to me. You're probably out there making all tons of money. $10, $20 is all we want to risk. Meaning if we get stopped out, we only get stopped out for $20 worth. So tight stop loss, because if it comes up, this idea it's invalid. It's not going. Why hold on to this trade? If price breaks back above this 9 moving average and breaks back above this 100 moving average and breaks back above this 200 moving average, even in just a wick, you know, a good wick. My thesis is probably invalid, and I should be grateful that I got out with just a $20 loss or whatever it is. However, if I'm right and we continue below, coming down through here, let's just say we're taking the trade right there, because I've got it lower. We jumped in right here. 25.999. Are we there really? 25.9997. Stop loss is at $26,096. I got a risk reward ratio of 5.8 now to the 786 area. If I move it up here, it's still not bad at the 618 area. So if you take profit at 25,629, that's still a good risk reward. Might be a chance to come down here. That's kind of juicy. A 5 risk reward ratio. So that $20 that you're putting at risk here could turn into $100 with this risk reward ratio. I like it. And then when you add on all your freaking leverage crap, we got something to work with. That's a 2% move. And a 1.4% move. So Daygens who use 100x leverage. Good Lord, that's why you need those tight stop losses if you're using 100x. You want it tight. And if it plays off, hey, yay! Cool, my man, cool. Sprigga says that Shiv is back at that 83. Is it really? Those are normally fairly juicy places to buy. It hangs out there a lot though in the bear. The juicy price is around 500 to 600 whenever it gets there. I had a really good, I did a really good trade with that one time. More of a swing trade, getting in at those juicy prices between 500 and 700, and then we went, you know how it does. So it's in the juicy area right now for SHIB. Especially this is before they started burning them all. This is back when we had gazillion shit. So I like this as a bottom structure. I do. I like it. I like the breakout, touching the 200 moving average. I'm still in the 36 minute here. So we had a big run up, getting a nice little parabolic shape there, and then down sideways. It's over. Break that line. That move is over. It's over, baby. Don't ride it. No, you don't want to let go. No, you don't want to. I know you think it can still go up, but you need to sell. You need to sell right here. You need to sell when you got the trend line, your line in the sand, and you're moving averages. See what they do? They start getting all crazy bearish on you. Start coming down. If you're smart and early and paying attention to your fibs and whatnot, I mean, you can catch a fib and then you can target these. Remember these areas? 1.272, 1.414 on your fibrillator. Always make excellent targets. Keep it simple. They work. I'm just saying. And you notice that your moving averages are kind of fanned out, right? They fan out. They all lined up beautiful, just like they're supposed to do. And when they get beautiful, picture perfect, take that picture. Oh, picture's over. Boom. We're going down, baby. So, these are my strategies. This is the things that I should be looking for when I do my technicals analysis. And I don't see other people do it quite the same way. So, for whatever that's worth, tis a mixed bag of tools that I like for myself, but that's what I encourage you guys to do. Find what works for you, and if what I'm doing works for you and you can learn something, hey man, add it to your bag. You guys might have something totally awesome too. Just get indicators down here to help give you that little extra voice of reason. Hey man, what do you think? Well, I think it's going up. What do you think? No, I think it's just going to go flat. So you kind of take a little consensus, and we just kind of vote and see who wins, and we can ride with it, baby, and see if we can. Very cool. So nice. Shibarium looks like she's wanting to do something on the big tables with 36 minute, not too big table. Nice little breakout there. Falling channel, falling wedge, however you want to look at that. It's bullish. For more upside, there is a measure move we can take. Want me to do the real Bukowski measure move? Give her the real Bukowski measure move. Bukowski says that for falling wedge, they have a price target. You can take the full length here, but they have a 61% chance of meeting that. So you basically just do a 618 fib on that. And then that measure move would be at the whopping 885 area from 830. Don't count all the money that you will make from that move so fast. A whopping 10%. But I say you, Sammy, if you do that 3 or 4 times a day, you do that 5 days a week, and do that 4 weeks out of the month, why, in 1 month, you will be surprised at just how wealthy that you will be. Some of the things you hear on YouTube. Truth is, managing all this stuff is hard, man. You stay on top of this stuff. So swing trade is much easier for most people, especially if you're in the working class, have a job to do. Can't sit here, be a freaking day trader. Swing trade is awesome. If you're brand new, DCA is your best friend, man. Especially at this point in the market. Don't have a clue what you're doing, man. You just set a day in the week. You buy a little, preferably late on a Monday is pretty good because they like to tank stuff on Mondays. Or I tell you what, whenever Jerome Powell talks around the 15th or something of the month, and they like to tank the markets and stuff right before that, yeah, great times at DC. Whatever your schedule, I highly recommend Bitcoin as being your primary target. Then all the all the pure coins, because they have a purpose. They grow as Bitcoin. That's my purpose for them. So I kind of like what I'm seeing out of Shiba here on this smaller time frame. That's a crappy target, man. So what we got from the real world? What can we really do here for like somebody that actually want to get in and hold on to this for just a little bit longer, more of a swing trade? Your swing trade will get you a target right up here somewhere. 978, maybe 1,047 for short term. Those are some good areas, man. Coming back up through these areas. Take some profito, wait for another big drop for whatever to kill the market again, because it will be killed continuously over and over. Something will always bring us back down. Looks like we can never go to those prices, right? And then suddenly, well, we're here. How you doing? So I think it will be a struggle. It will. But in time, if you believe in sheep, for meme coins, but they are trying to do something, it's not a bad idea to pick up some sheep at these levels. That's all I'm saying. And if you do decide to do that, then I think eventually you'll see some nice returns. I mean, just coming up what we're talking about are about 20 to 25%. Even just throwing $100 in there gives you, 20 to 25 back just on the short term. I mean, I'm talking about buying this stuff, put this stuff on a wall, tell $100 and throw it there until the bull market, like 18 months from now or whatever. And that $100, I can't even go up that high. That $100 might be 1,000. Yeah. So if you got something that you don't need and you want to take a chance, that $100 could literally turn into $1,200. And this is where the real life-changing money in crypto is made. You hear a lot of people talk about trading and we do the leverage and this and that, and you see the gains of 500% gains, 100% gains, 1,000% gains on crazy leverage and stuff. But this is not where the life-changing money is made for the majority of people. I would say probably only 1 to 2% of the people make their life-changing money that way. I can only name a handful of people that I can think that actually can generate or have generated. Well, the Crypto Face being one of them. Now, he's a damn good trader. Looking at his systems and the way he does it and the amount of money that he uses when you're risking, or when you got $1 million positions, that $50,000, it sounds like a good come up, right? But in proportion, it's a normal trade. It's the size of those positions, but he's an awesome trader. The other one, believe it or not, is BitBoy. Actually, I watched it. He luckily, he caught Bitcoin right when it was taken off. Leverage trading, he's a gambler by nature, and lucky person, he turned 100,000 into $1 million. He did it. So can he do it again? Well, that remains to be seen. Because it wasn't his skill that got him there. You could learn that later on. Just by watching how he reads the charts and everything. It was mostly gambling, which a lot of people in crypto do lean toward being risk takers and gamblers. That's how we got here. We like the risk. But the big money, the big life-changing money is buying at the low parts of this bear market, like the whales do. The big money, the institutional money, like get those low prices and you hold on to that stuff. And you may rotate it around, but even then, trying to do that, you are putting yourself at risk. So a lot of times, sometimes that doesn't work out. Your intention is to, I'm going to sell it up here. And we got full, you can. It is a strategy to do that. I can't, why isn't my marker not? Please, marker. Use the highlighters. Oh, screw you. Great view. You did this to me before. But you sell high at a target, sell at $10, clearly intended to double up your bags when it comes back down to $5. But lo and behold, that plan that something happened. It only came back down to $8.32. What do you do? Are you going to wait? Oh, it will come down. Well, now it's $11. Oh, well, crap. Now I have, there's variables. It can get away from you. It doesn't always go as planned. So you do have to look at that carefully. Execution. There is a big difference between analysis and execution. I will say that. And especially when it comes to the land of YouTube and the land of analysis people on there. They're doing the same thing. If you listen to them closely, they are accumulating here and they are holding. Even the ones calling themselves professional traders and whatnot, if you listen to them closely, they are DCAing, dollar cost averaging. And if you watch them closely, a lot of times you just see them willy-nilly buying things at these lows, sometimes not even really caring about the chart. It's crazy, I know. But it will be handsomely rewarded when you collect at these low levels. Chris says, I fell asleep and got liquidated on IX. You know, that has happened to me before too. I had one trade. I was building up my little leverage account, and this little guy, that little wick down, I even had some, I was ready, man. I was ready. I had buys all the way down through here, just stacked up everything. And so somehow, I don't know, it liquidated me on here, even when I was trying to do the right thing and grabs. I don't know, man. It got me. It came down, it went up, and then it came down, and it got me in the middle somehow. And one up. I've been doing some extreme degen trading on a very small amount. My little back, which is growing smaller lately with this crazy action, as I try to finesse my leverage trading skills until I'm satisfied that I can start doubling these real small bags consistently. Oh, I can double and triple them. Oh, yes, you can. You can think you're doing something. Oh, I got it now. And then you're back down. Square one. Very humbling. So I'm still, even after all this time that I've been in the market and learning and trading and with my success in spot and everything, leverage is still a bitch for me sometimes. It goes good, but there's these little things I got to work on. So I look at it as kind of like a training ground, because if you really start trying to do it and take it seriously with these little small numbers, playing with even with some of this crazy leverage, it will help you identify some of your weak areas. I'll put it that way. So I'm doing some crazy degen, and I've never used 100x before, but I thought, well, I'm just going to play with it. Yeah, in choppy markets, it's kind of interesting when it can kill you. If you catch it on a move, it's amazing. So I don't advise it. Demo counts are kind of cool. That'd be another option to do it. But I'm talking, small amounts, and those small amounts can still grow on you and wipe your ass out. So, well, guys, I appreciate you being here. Apparently, I've been going for 2 hours straight. Wow. Is that right? Is it 1 o'clock? Wow. Well, appreciate you guys for the patience to sit here and listen to me ramble about crazy stuff. Not really finding any money-making setups at the moment. Just trying to figure out this crazy market. Make bigger plans rather than really looking for a quick grab of anything. Although there are always trades to be had out there, always.
I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much. Well, guys, I will have to definitely close this stream. Gosh, 2 hours, really. It doesn't seem like it's been that long at all. Bitcoin, what you doing on 1 minute? Are you going to make my little short setup play out, or you going to drop me like that? It's not on this particular chart. What are you doing, Bitcoin? You're at 26. Did you go out? Well, now you're trying to look bullish on me on the 1 minute. Okay. Do that, Bitcoin. Do that. Got my eye on you. Guys, trade carefully, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. Hopefully nothing too crazy will happen. She is looking a little bit bullish. A little bit bullish on these shorter time frames. Maybe a pump up to 26.2. Definitely need to get above 26,300 to really feel more confident about more bullish action. And then again, part of me is looking for a possibility of a short. We can't get some bullish action here shorting. And if we can get above 26.3, longing for sure. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. Appreciate you for being here. Have a good one. And tell God thank you for all the good things that He's given you. You're alive and you're breathing today. And I'm sure most of you have families and wives and kids and moms and dads. I'm sure most of you have at least one mother and one father. Probably at some point in your life. Be grateful. You've got something. Life is good. We're only here for a short while. Make the best of it. Try to leave the world just a little bit better than the way we found it, and see if we can help some other people along the way. Be blessed, guys.